course, and that was a tremendous amount of information all at once. And so what I would like to do is set you up with a model on some skills to work on during week 1, 2, and 3. Because as you've seen from this course, everybody is at different places. So the very first thing that I want you to do during the first week, because your accent was so monotone and your syllable segments were so short, and you've made beautiful progress on that, by the way, I really want you to spend the first week really focusing on the intonation. Yeah, so write that down. And so with your materials, that's either your first MP3 file number 1 or the first auditory CD. But I really want you to start with intonation first, as the case for everybody doing accent reduction. We're going to start with intonation first. I also want you to bring in your speech notebook and make a list of speech triggers, and then start doing that red light drill. But because
I have problem with some sounds like T and like TH.
Yes, we're going to get to all of that, but before, unless you correct the intonation and get out of that forceful style, that monotone fast style, you won't be successful with applying the TH sound. So that's why we just can't tackle this all at once. The notebook, the triggers, the red light drill. But I want to add more to it. So as you're going to be doing this, I also want you to work on doing in isolation, vocalic R. And how we can do that is doing that drill that we talked about of going ear, and bringing more lip rounding, ear. Yes, that's the difference. Ear. Yes, yes. And so right now I see it's stiff, it's weird. Drill it, drill it, drill it. So I don't want you working on in any words yet. During the first week, it's all about intonation. But then, you know, when you're at a red light, go ear, ear, really get that tongue moving into the center cavity of the mouth, and again, rounding the lips. Culturally, you're just not used to it, which is why seems so distorted. But if you want to be successful with at the end of words, middle of words, R blends, vowel plus we must have very, very successful pronunciation in isolation.
Are there any tips to decrease my force in the speech?
Well, that's going to come over time, because as you're working with the intonation, the auditory support, the sentences, you're constantly going to hear move into each syllable segment with ease. That's why we need you to be successful here first. I don't expect you to be successful on it right now. We've only done this for a couple of days. The first week is always the hardest week, because behaviorally you're getting away from too much force. And now you want to reduce that force, and it is going to feel funny. That's why we need to do a lot of drill here, and that speech notebook will help you so much, because we're going to start to see changes. Also, what I would like for you to bring in during week 1 is working on getting that diaphragm breath in isolation. Because again, you come from a very forceful speaking culture, so we have a lot of tightness here in your chest, a lot of tightness in your throat, which is adding to the force in your speech. But for some people, it takes about a week to learn how to get that breath in isolation. So this is what I want you to do for the first week. Heavy intonation, notebook, triggers. Get going on that diaphragm breath, work on I mean, that's a lot to do for the first week. And then the second week, you will find that you are much more successful with bringing in the consonant sounds. So on week 2, I would like for you to spend time on TH. And right now you're doing it with a lot of force. Think. What I need for you to do is to let that air flow off your tongue. Get that tongue tip out more. Think.
Think.
Good. Now you're putting the tongue in the right place, but I'm getting tink, tink. I'm not getting the flow. Launch the air. Think.
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 Give me more flow.
Think.
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 So a good tip for you would be to really stretch it out.
Think.
First, give me the airflow.
Think.
You're not giving me airflow. You will not be able to produce the sound with airflow.
Think.
Just give me flow.
Think.
I don't want any voicing. Stop talking. Flow. Yes.
Think.
Yes.
Think.
Yes.
Think.
Yes. So a really good drill for you might be when you're at a red light, just to go, and then bring in a word, think. Yes, 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 yes. So again, it's behaviorally. You are not used to giving sounds with flow. So launching air off the tongue isn't natural. Just let the air flow. Air flow first.
Think.
Yep.
Think.
And I promise you, I've had people who've had this much trouble with TH and have done it very nicely.
And I have one more thing. I have two. Sometimes people will say like I have two voices. Sometimes I speak in lower voice. Sometimes I speak in like my pitch differs.
Well, I think you're going to find that everything overall is going to change. You're comparing yourself to how you spoke before you had this professional course. I think you're going to find that there's going to be a lot of changes with your voice once you're in the intonation. We're taking away that force, diaphragm breathing, things are much more open. I think 30 days from now you'll be a very different speaking person. And so during week 2, I really want you, now we're looking at intonation at a more advanced level. And you might need to spend more than 1 week on this. Don't feel like we have to do week 1, week 2, week 3. If you need to spend more time on intonation, do it, because that is the foundation for successful accent reduction. And so now with week 2, you're going to be using your speech notebook on a more advanced level, because now you're going to write down your daily thoughts, and I want you to look for your consonant sounds. I want you to look for TH, ING. I want you to look for R blends. I need for you to work on R blends, F, V, and W, giving more of that range of motion. And so the next phase of this is now you have learned your intonation. Now I want you to apply your consonants. This is the next level. And now with this next level, I want you, when you're writing out your speech notebook lines, I want you to say them from a diaphragm breath. So now we're being more advanced. Intonation, always. Now we're applying consonant sounds to the intonation. Now I would like for you to speak lines coming from a diaphragm breath. And again, and still be working on And now on week 2, I would like for you to bring in R work, vocalic R, and do initial R too. So R in the initial position, our R sound, I want you to do that. And then I want you to bring in the first part of the American vocalic R program. I want you to work on at the end of words, such as swimmer.
Swimmer.
Give me more. Swimmer. Yeah, we need to hold it more. In the middle position, like wonderful.
Wonderful.
Well, yeah, that was excellent. And then the R blends, like probably.
Probably.
Very good, very good. And if you find you're getting that separation, like probably, problem, hit that P very lightly. Yes, good. Brick.
Break.
Yeah, hit that B very lightly, then move into that vocalic R, brick.
Break.
Yes, nice, nice. So during week 2, you're going to work on at the end, middle, and the R blends.
Do you suggest watching any TV soaps or any particular news channel or something?
Yes, models that would be good would be broadcasters, and so that would be an excellent role model. And then the final phase of your accent reduction program is then to bring in the vowel sounds, vowel plus R, vowel plus L, and anything else. And keep in mind, I am still available to you. Reach out to me by email. We can have phone conferences. We can Skype in, WebEx very quickly. But it's really important that you follow a program. Unfortunately, I wish the instruction would just take care of itself. We've got to have really faithful rehearsal, and I really need for you to get your speech out into the real world with a notebook, triggers, and the red light drill.
Thank you so much.
Oh, my pleasure.
And